Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. You can see the smile on my face. Arsenal are still top of the table. We are 8 points above Manchester City, 7 points above Newcastle, who are seated second, and we are now 11 points above Tottenham Hotspur. It is a very, very happy day. We're going to be reacting to that game. Arsenal 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1. A massive game, a really, really good game. Both halves, I thought we really played well. 67% ball possession, 67% domination in that game. We were running riot. We're going to be talking about Eddie Nketiah, Saka, Martinelli, Martin Odegaard. That performance deserves something more than a yellow plastic man of the match award. It deserves something better than that. They should add money to the man of the match award if a player's really done well. Because yesterday, Martin Odegaard showed why he's captain. Yesterday, Martin Odegaard showed us why he's another gem of a talent. And like I said, if Noah never make it to the World Cup during his career, we will be robbed of such a talent at the greatest tournament in football. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 400 likes. Let me know who was your man of the match. I'm kind of stuck between three players, Martinelli, Saka, and Odegaard. I'm gonna give you the reasons why I think all of them deserved that man of the match, that man of the match award. But let me know, between those three, I thought they were the only performances that were quite extraordinary. I thought the rest of the team was actually just right, which actually helped us, do win the game. But I think maybe Ben White could be another reason why we won that game. So Ben White, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Saka. Those four. Let us get the voting in the comment section. Who was your man of the match? Now, in the first half, look, talking about the, if we were to talk about the starting lineup, that is the lineup that we expected from Mikel Arteta, apart from Alexander Zinchenko, who actually came in the second half, and I thought maybe he could have started this game. Apart from Zinchenko, the rest of the lineup was absolutely fine. William Saliba coming in back early. I didn't actually expect that. Mikel, again, the genius that he is, he decided he's not going to take any risks in this game. He's not going to, change the lineup a lot. So Saliba, Magalhaes, Tierney, and Benjamin White, the back four that we have already seen on multiple occasions, played. Ramsdale in goal. The midfield three that actually played so well yesterday. My bet that Xhaka will score 10 goals is still ongoing, okay? And I'm gonna say this, guys. Xhaka will score 10 goals. Yesterday I saw glimpses of him. He might have scored yesterday. I thought he was getting in very good areas, but it was that final touch. It was that final touch, especially in the first half. So Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard in midfield, and then up top, Martinelli, Saka, and Eddie Nketiah, who scored a wonder goal after having a very bad period, after having a very poor period in the first half. And even in the starting parts of the second half, he scored a beauty. He scored a goal that Darwin Núñez will never score ever in his life for Liverpool. I mean, some kind of banter on the podcast, all right? But I want us to talk about the first half, first and foremost, because I thought many Arsenal fans were actually panicking, but I didn't panic. I really didn't panic. I thought we'd really missed Gabriel Jesus in the first half. We are used to starting games in a high gear. We are used to starting games in a way that you feel every second, every moment we are going to score. And I think we really missed Gabriel Jesus, his runs in behind, him dragging defenders down, him walking the channels, for Odegaard to run into, for Saka to run into, for Gabriel Martinelli to run into. Yes, we did miss him to an extent. And I thought Eddie Nketiah in the first half was absolutely nowhere to be seen. But guys, I talked about this in the preview. This is a game where all clubs are just coming back. We don't have the momentum. So I didn't expect to see an Arsenal I actually had not seen in a month, perform at that level. And for me, the second half was sheer quality, sheer beauty. It was like the first half never existed. it was like we were a very, very different side. So in the first half, I still think Arsenal deserve a lot of credit in those first 45 minutes. Arsene Wenger was watching, and he could say that he was really impressed. Although we didn't win the first half, he was really impressed. You could see the team was doing very well. Possession-wise, Thomas Partey at the anchorage role, Granit Xhaka running into those spaces, Martin Odegaard making things happen. It was just that final ball. It was just that final touch that actually didn't come off. And apart from that, and maybe the penalty that I think was actually rightly awarded. Look, many Arsenal fans will actually disagree with the decision, but no, it was a penalty. And the reason it's a penalty is William Saliba slides to get the ball, but then he doesn't get anywhere close to the ball. And then his knee makes initial contact with Jarrod Bowen, who decides that he won't go down initially. He will try to fancy a chance to find, run, get the ball, and maybe have a shot at goal. But because he has already had initial contact from William Saliba, he cannot continue. It's a penalty, right? Any day, anytime, it's a penalty. You got no problems with that. And it was then about how Arsenal react. How do we react? How do we come back? How do we treat this game like a different game? How do we raise the morale? And even last campaign, at the beginning of the season, there's so many times when we came back from a goal down. Fulham 2-1, we came back, and we did very, very, we did very, very well. I think it was also Aston Villa 1-1, where again Gabriel Martinelli found the difference in that game. So I wasn't really afraid that we went a goal down. What I was afraid of is, are we going to score? We had seen Arsenal in the last two games in pre-season or in the break failing to score against Juventus and failing to score against Luton Town behind closed doors. But then came the second half, and then came the real beauty. Then came the real quality from Arsenal. Now, I don't know how we did this, but I want to show you this, guys. This is the overall performance from Arsenal. 16 shots in total, 5 on target, okay? 67% ball possession, 657 touches, 89% ball passing accuracy, all right? This is remarkable. This was absolutely remarkable. And if you compare the statistics to West Ham's performance, 8 shots, 4 on target, 33% ball possession, 331 passes, and 75% ball possession, ball passing accuracy. It actually shows you that Arsenal on that evening was absolutely dominant. So let's talk about the second half. First and foremost, Martin Odegaard. What a level up. What a step up. There's so many players that actually do this thing. There's so many players that I think do have the ability to change games. There's so many players that have the ability to change in game, like raise their performance in game. But even in the first half, when I was looking at Odegaard, he was trying to make things happen. He was trying to thread those balls through, and I think the first goal, was it a Martin Odegaard pass? That the goal that was disallowed in the first half. Was it a Martin Odegaard chance? Maybe it was, right? Maybe it was a Martin Odegaard chance. But then in the second half, he produced the magic, and that is what I was actually waiting for. I was waiting for a spark. I was waiting for something to happen. The first goal, I think a lot of credit has to go to Martin Odegaard, and a lot of credit has to go to Bukayo Saka as well, because Odegaard is in a situation, is in space, and he says, we've got to create something different. We've got to create something out of the box, okay? So I'm going to take a shot. No matter what happens, I'm going to take a shot. And in my opinion, I'm like, why doesn't he try to thread it through to any of the runners? Now, on his side, or luck was on his side, Martin Odegaard, the shot is kind of weak. He doesn't catch it very, very well. Because for me, if he catches it well, then Fabianski makes an easy saver out of it. So he doesn't catch it very well, and Saka is somehow onside. But look at the cool finish from Bukayo Saka, okay? Look at that cool finish from Bukayo Saka. It's like, he composes himself in front of goal. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, composes himself and just tucks it away. And when we get that goal, it's different. the game changes. Everything becomes magnificent. Everything becomes one-sided. And there is one thing I've loved about Arsenal ever since we broke off for the World Cup. It is the way we react when we score. And I know many people actually don't understand this, but goals do change games. Okay, when you score, when you get ahead in games, at times you lose focus. We've seen it on a couple of occasions. Brentford yesterday against Tottenham Hotspur, they lost focus. Somehow they lost the focus they had, and it went 2-2. So when you score a goal, you get excited. You have all this kind of euphoria, in the air, and at times you just lose it. But we reacted very, very well. We made sure that every single ball, first ball and second ball, was ours. We won every ball in the air. We won every ball on the ground. And it was all about us now creating chances and scoring. And now let's talk about the second goal, because that is a Gabriel Martinelli genius. And you remember my last video yesterday? Gabriel Martinelli to shine in that game. And I said it. If you're going to win this game, Saka, Martinelli, they've got to be on top of their game. They've got to be, like levels up. And that was what really, really happened. If you look at the 3 goals that those two boys scored, one which was disallowed for Saka, those are top quality goals. Those are high class standard goals, right? The first goal for Saka, it's a tight angle. For Gabriel Martinelli, it's a tight angle. For the goal for Saka that was actually eventually allowed, that is a lot of calmness. That is a lot of calm for a player of his age. All right. So Martinelli, when we needed something different, when we just needed something to, something out of the basket, something out of the extraordinary, he did that. And how does he do that? Because he takes a touch and then takes another touch to beat Kofo. And I think that is where Fabianski is beaten as well at that stage. Because Fabianski thinks Martinelli is going to, play it across goal. But then he decides, why not? Why don't I take a shot? And Fabianski is 100% beaten in that instant. But let's talk about the third goal before we forget. Let's talk about the third goal, okay? That is disgusting. That was Eddie Nketiah, after a very quiet night, after a very quiet evening. That was disgusting. That turn on Thilo Kehrer. Look, to be honest, Thilo Kehrer is one of the worst defenders on this planet, because I've never played as a defender in my life, but if I played as a defender, I could be better than him, to be honest. But he plays that, Eddie plays that ball with a lot of confidence. He knows what exactly he's doing. Look, the first thing we've got to talk about is the pass from Martin Odegaard. Well weighted and really intended. But then Eddie has options. He could stop it because his back is facing goal. So he could stop it and maybe play it into the feet of an arriving Xhaka or an arriving Odegaard. But he doesn't do that. He actually doesn't take a touch. He just stands. And then the finish is an absolute wonder. So Mikel Arteta must be very, very happy with that performance. I said it's a game that Arsenal needed. It's a game that we needed because it takes us back onto the top of the table. It widens the gap between us and Spurs, us and Manchester City for now, and us and Newcastle for now. And given the fact that we have Brighton, Newcastle, Manchester United in the coming games, we desperately needed a win at the Emirates Stadium, and we got it. I need your thoughts. I need your reactions. I need your opinions in the comment box. Who was your man of the match? Who played very, very well for you today or yesterday, actually? But in my opinion, the best performers were the 3 boys: Odegaard, Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli. That is another time they bailed us out. That is another time where Arsenal won comfortable, courtesy of them. And they made you feel like, yes, we miss Gabriel Jesus, but we can move on. We can go on, do our thing, win games, even with him out. And when he comes back, the good thing is that we are very close to an agreement to sign Mikhailo Modric. So when he comes back, he's going to find this team better. in a better shape, in a very, very much better area. My name is Cossy. Hit the like button. You can follow me on Twitter at Cossy Arsenal, Instagram Cossy's Arsenal Podcast, TikTok Cossy's Arsenal Podcast as well. We're going to be diving into the 6 things we learned from this game, Mikel Arteta's press conference, and the big story. Arsenal did submit a bid for Mikhailo Modric, Cody Gakpo did sign for Liverpool, and Joao Felix is in intensive talks with Arsenal. Could we see a January we have never seen? All those steps mean Arsenal need to win the title. And maybe this could be the time. If Manchester City could just slip up, if Arsenal could just make sure that Manchester City do not catch up with us in the next 10 games, maybe we could start dreaming. I'll see you on the other side. Hit the like button. Bye-bye.